BTA-30 Pro. This, well, I have two of them, because of course I do. This is a Bluetooth sending, receiving, also DAC with dual fibers, and then a combo in-out coaxial and RCA out with USB that's not just power, but also for a computer hookup with the volume knob that works with your Bluetooth device so that you could wear, hold on, I'm taking it off, Bluetooth, yeah, I Bluetooth my, I Bluetooth these. The lyrics just need to be more convenient so I could use them every day. Anyway, I'm about to talk about this thing. But first, our sponsor, which is why you don't see a waifu right now. This video is sponsored by Hard Audio Cables. And from the 16th of September to the 30th of September, 15% site-wide savings. I brought out, I think almost all of them, and there might be one or two still around the house. If you don't know what a hard audio cable is, when you buy a headphone, sometimes the wires are crappy. You want better cables. Not just better cables, and I don't mean better sounding, like better, more convenient cables, but look at all these ends. You can get 1/4 inch with adapts, 1/4 inch without adapts, right angle 4.4s, 2.5s right angles. You can get every color and style and variety, and they just individually knock in and out, and then you can get the ones that fit your headphone. There's so many connectors, oh my God. But the more specific things I want to tell you about, besides having the code HAC3YEAR, hack 3 year for Hard Audio Cable's 3rd year birthday, and getting 15% off of that. The replacement line, there is now a line where if you don't want to do this whole connection thing, you just want a basic replacement cable for a headphone. Let's say you bought this and it came with a shitty cable. This one didn't because it's $2,000, but let's say it did and you just want to replace it. They have basic, non-disconnecting, just straight cables. They also have the new NK line, which there's a picture of here, which is their new IM cables, much lighter, thinner, with the same exact connection head, so you can change it out if you're using something that has a 2.5 or a 4.4 malins versus something that has a 1/4 inch only. You can do that. And finally, their new custom shop is able to push out a custom cable in whatever pattern or design you want in less than 5 days from order to shipping, which is pretty good. Although once this video comes out, assume that'll be 10 days. And there's also apparently a hi-fi guides thread with details on all sorts of things. So if I can promote hi-fi guides, I will, which is the forum that DMS and I started to discuss audio. Well, actually, hi-fi guides is actually the website we started to do like recommendation lists, but we don't keep up with it because there's so much. But look, beautiful. Zeos, link to the Hard Audio Cables thread talking about all their cables. And then, yeah, I'll link to the site, and I'll link to the coupon code in the description, and then we can go back to listening to White Zombie Supercharger Heaven 2 from Super Sexy Swinging Sounds, White Zombie. That done, small plug for Mr. Leather Conditioner and Cleaner. This is not a paid for sponsorship. I just want to thank them for existing, because this thing serves two purposes. I finally came down here and cleaned these, because they were getting like white. Like, this is leather. This is the most leather headphone. This is leather, and the pads are leather except for the inside. And it was turning like white, like ashy white. So if you ever have like a headphone that looks, it's like real leather, not fake leather, real leather, get some Mr. Leather. The second purpose for Mr. Leather is if you want to kill somebody. I found this out because the house came with a leather chair upstairs. And it was a big brown chair, and I'm like, all right, I'll buy this stuff because I want to get it to be like nice and clean. So I sprayed all over the chair and I wiped it, and some of it got on the floor. And some of this got onto my wooden floor. And then I tried to walk across my floor with socks on, and I shit you not, it's worse than ice. So whatever the fuck's in Mr. Leather Cleaner and Conditioner, do not spray it on a hardwood floor, because then anyone not wearing like grippy shoes, gonna die. So now that that's over with, let's discuss what I've got going on here. So these are like one of my favorite headphones, and I've got them hooked up to a FiiO LCBT2, I think is the model number of this thing. I was trying to look up the specs. Yeah, the LCBT2, because there's one negative so far about this thing, the thing that can do all the things, is that I can change the codec it uses. SBC is a shit codec, never want to use that. Then it has aptX, non-HD, then aptX low latency, then aptX HD, and then it should have LDAC. And this should have LDAC. I looked it up. They both have LDAC. Unfortunately, I cannot get this and this to work with LDAC. And if I'm just going to use this video, like I'm going to praise this because it's super fucking convenient and awesome how they managed to squeeze all this into a $130 box. It's $130, by the way. But there are some just negatives, just like, oh, please, why doesn't this do the thing I wanted to do when I wanted to do it? So let's get the complaining out of the way. Where's the manual, you fuck? This is by far the worst manual in a while. Because it's got information in it, but it's arranged in a way that makes me want to hurt myself while reading it. Like I was literally getting frustrated. So it starts off with not English. It starts off with Chinese. So you got to get to the English section. And then it's literally like the rest of this book, it's all the languages of the earth. So we've only got this many pages. Yeah, here. You've got you get 3 actual pieces of paper in English. Unless you speak one of these other languages, and it's 3 papers of that. The way they just this is a rant video about how infuriating this manual is. And like, I know that there's job opportunities in China for people who speak native English to go there and be like, hey, I want to work for a said publisher and I will fix all this bullshit to make it readable. And it's not even like it's in English, it's just poor. Like literally, here's everything part of the unit and they label it. Light A, light B, button C, button D, switch E, knob F, G is the lineouts, H is the optical port, other port, J is the other optical port, K, L, and then M, N, O, P, Q are the 5 lights on top. They label it like this, and then they start referring to it pages later. Like literally, double press button D after the device is connected. Light Q will stay constantly. Like, that's infuriating. Just say the mode light will flash or the status light will flash. Don't say light Q. Fuck. I just have to get this out because I've been spending like 2.5 hours with this, trying to get certain things to work. And it's just like, yeah, what about light N? Is light N working? What's light N? It's like a fucking quiz. And then it's written in that way, and then it's got this terrible fucking, like, this is the transmit light colors. So anyway, this channel's about music and the enjoyment of music. We will stick to that. We will become fucking zen together. I have new, shiny, clean, great smelling headphones. We're just gonna work around it. We're gonna work around it. So anyway, you get 3 settings on this mode switch. You get Bluetooth receive, Bluetooth transmit, and DAC. We'll start with the DAC setting. This can actually just act as a DAC. You USB-C into your computer, or you coaxial in from your computer, or you optical in from your computer. Those are the 3 basic settings that you get on every DAC. And then this actually becomes a line out. So you can use this $130 device as an actual, like a DAC. In fact, it says line out. I don't even know, does this volume knob work when it's in DAC mode? Because it would say pre-out, but I think it might be both. And I didn't set up an entire fucking thing. And please don't make me do that, please. So that's what DAC mode does. DAC lets you use it as a DAC. So when you're in DAC mode, you're not using Bluetooth. I don't think at all. It's nice of them to give you that option. When we go to BTTX, which is the mode I'm currently using it in, which is a little bit harder. By the way, this has got a nice aluminum case and a plastic bottom. The old one, the non-pro, was all plastic, and it kind of felt a little cheap. This is much nicer, although the high-res stickers aren't stickers, they're printed on. So you gotta scrape them off or burn them off or whatever. So in BT transmit mode, now we gotta start looking at other things. You have your power/input button, which lets you switch between, if I hit this, optical, bypass, USB, and coaxial. You can see this one is hooked up via coaxial digital coming from the computer. I had Telegram open. Anything else I got to talk about with Heart Audio sponsorship? No? Good. So you let you switch between your inputs here. The status LED tells you the Bluetooth codec, and also if it's pairing, and also if it's paired, etc. You can use, this is the play pause button. I can't pause music on the computer because it can't send a signal through the coaxial digital. If this was receiving then play pause would work. It might even work with USB hooked up, because then USB could act as like a USB controller and be like, pause your music, play your music, etc. But this button is double tap it. All right, no. It's hold the button, hold said button to put into pairing mode. And this button is A and this button is B, and I don't know fucking why it's not A and B, it's A and B. You hold down this button until this status light flashes blue and red, and then it's in pairing mode, and it'll find a device. This would also find two devices and run them both simultaneously. And you do that by holding down the B button, which is the power button, or double tapping that, not holding it down. Holding it down will turn it off, but double tapping it, you can see why I'm like, I drank some coffee and then I'm like, the manual. So you double tap this, then this goes into a second pairing mode, something else will pair with it. Problem with it in this configuration without a screen is that I was getting I accidentally set into second pairing mode, and then something in my basement or upstairs was like, hey, I'm an audio device and I want to be paired, and I don't know what it was, but it hooked up to it, and I couldn't get it to not be hooked up to it. And when you have two devices hooked up to output simultaneously like that, that's great news. Literally, if you and your girlfriend move into a beautiful little apartment, like a little tiny apartment, like a shitty, beautiful little shitty apartment, and you're all lovey-dovey and you want to sit on the TV couch and watch your TV shows, but your neighbors are fucking psychos with shotguns and they're just going to blast holes through the wall because you're in a really bad neighborhood, but it's a cute little apartment, it's your first place. And you want to watch these things. So what you do is you get two sets of headphones. She can get her cat ear girl headphones, and you can get your super sweet Meze Lyric headphones. You get your Bluetooth adapter or a BTA-30, and you could head both of them up and watch your TV with individual Bluetooth headphones wirelessly and make out. Assuming make out. Or you rub her feet or she rubs your feet. I don't care what you do sexually. It doesn't matter to me. But that's cool. The problem with hooking up two devices is you lose out on the higher quality settings. You don't get aptX HD and you don't get LDAC when two things are hooked up. So the motherfucking mysterious fucking unit that decided to hook up to this that I can't turn off or disable, fuck. So I had to hold down both buttons until the whole unit reset, forgot everything, and then be very careful not to double press the fucking power button, because if you do that, it's gonna go back into pairing mode. Whatever is out there trying to steal its way into my fucking unit is gonna turn on and go whoop, and then I'm gonna be fucked out of aptX HD. Again, this is a frustration review. I can't wait for it to be over. I love this unit. It does its job fantastically, but it's all these little things, and the manual's not helping. And it's like I just want it to work. I just want it to work. And sometimes it just doesn't work. But when it does work, it's fan-fucking-tastic. The range on this is dumb. I literally had the Tin Buds. I did review the Tin Buds earlier today. The little, they're charging. Little Tin Bud 3s, which are fantastic little things. I had them attached to this, so I didn't have to use my phone, so I could just use my playlist. I was on the other side of the basement. This basement's 53 by 55, or 55 by 53, one of those. And I am diagonally across. I was working all the way over there. I had a little computer set up. Never dropped a fucking inkling. Not a note went missing. Now you could either say, oh well, the Tin Buds 3 are great, or you could say this giant fucking antenna will work. I went upstairs, up past my laundry room, into my kitchen, and I was still using the Bluetooth that was on down here. If I went to the other side of the kitchen and started breaking up, there was a limit, but it was so fucking, like, that would not work for anything. This thing probably should be like illegal in California for causing cancer. I don't know. It's pretty fucking gnarly how strong this is. So now, where was I? Because I'm on the complain train, but it's like a loving complain. It's like, I don't know. It's like your first girlfriend and you're like, God, that bitch. I love the way she did that thing with her hair. Fucking bitch. She smelled so nice. It's that sort of relationship I have with this device. Because it's like super convenient, but it's laid out like by aliens. Like you got to memorize the double press versus hold versus two press versus what the colors mean. Like this status is yellow. That means aptX HD. If I press this once, that goes pop. Now it's purple. Purple means aptX, not HD. Press it again. Blue, SBC, which is the lowest, shittiest codec. No one wants that. Hit it again. Yellow. What it's missing is white. If that status LED turned white, this would be an LDAC, which is what I want. Because this is an LDAC compatible fucking Bluetooth here, and this is an LDAC compatible thing. I want to send it LDAC. It doesn't do it. And here's the thing: when I had both of them hooked up, you're limited to just non-HD aptX and SBC. So if you and your girlfriend who are making out and you know, rubbing chocolate all over your naked bodies while watching Game of Thrones, the first 5 seasons, not, you can get away with 6. You can get away with season 6, but only if you think the show got canceled after that. Then you're good. If you have it hooked up to 2 devices, which again it will accidentally do, sometimes it'll feel like hooking up to somewhere else, then you're limited to just the 2 worst codecs. You can force it into low latency mode by double pressing the right button. I'm not going to call it button D, but the right button. You double press that, and then it switches into just aptX low latency mode, which would be like for gaming. This might come out. I have Game Fidelity 2022 is in the works in my brain, although we're so close to 2023, it's kind of frightening. If you haven't seen my original Game Fidelity video, I don't know how, it's got the most views on my channel. And it was just me talking about how any certain headphone or speaker or setup works with gaming. The problem is I haven't done dedicated gaming since I moved to this house. Like I've done VR. So if I'm gonna do a gaming video, like this would be the preview for it, I'm gonna get like weird. You're okay with me getting weird with a gaming video, right? Like, okay, let's see how we can really fuck the system up. I want to yell about gaming headsets and how they suck again, although there are some decent ones. I want to talk about Bluetooth gaming, because I know there are some setups now. There's like a Bluetooth sender that claims, or a Bluetooth codec that claims like 0 latency, which is what you'd need for an actual shooty, which would mean you could take a BTR-7 and a quality headphone and make a wireless headset, well, sort of wireless if you use this, but then you can make a wireless headset that has 0 latency and sounds like, I don't know, lyrics. It'd be fucking amazing. If only they can get microphones to go back and forth. Now, Nico with the big antenna. See he has a big antenna, and this is big antenna. I can pick wallpapers for reasons. We talked about leather cleaner. We talked about the anger of this. Oh, we got to move on. Okay, so now BTTX, we've been there. BTRX is receive. So now that means this will sit there. I got to close Telegram. It's going to keep popping out. So who's messaging me? Oh, the patrons. Hold on, I got to see what the patrons are saying. Oh, here's the leather, by the way. I posted a picture. There was the before, and there's the after. Ooh, shiny. Before, after, before, after. I'm actually promoting it. That makes sense. Okay, good. What happened to the pads to discolor them that much? If you'd want to be a part of the patronage chat, for $10 a month on my Patreon or Subscribestar, you could join this. And then you could ask me questions directly like this. Just use and time. Maybe sweat. That's all I got from him right now. Boom, 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 back to Nico. So, now we're in Bluetooth receive mode, which means this would receive from your phone or a DAP, or the reason I asked for 2, but I'm probably not going to demonstrate it, another one of these. So this will now receive audio information via Bluetooth, and then you get the digital outputs. You get a coaxial out, you get an optical out, and you get a line out. It won't output via USB because that would be weird. But then you get an optical and coaxial out, which means your phone that you're wandering around with, you hook up to this via LDAC, you plug a coaxial digital or fiber optic cable into a decent DAC, and you can hook it up to anything, your speakers, anything. If your receiver doesn't have one built in, you pop this on top of it, you plug in something digital, you could plug in something analog. If you wanted to be real crazy, you could hook this up to like a pair of self-powered speakers that doesn't have Bluetooth, which would be the only self-powered speakers I can think of that don't have Bluetooth built in are around $130. I don't know if you're gonna buy a $130 Bluetooth receiver sender to hook up to your $130 speakers. That seems like this ratio's wrong. But whatever, each their own. So the reason I asked for 2 of these is so I could try to use it as a coaxial or digital bridge. Because it won't send losslessly. Lossless is coming. Within the next 2 years, we will have lossless wireless audio that is a universal codec. That's what I'm banking on right now. We're getting to the point now there's like 24-bit LDAC, which is, if you're not using 24-bit audio, that would still be more bitrate than regular 16-bit audio, so it should be perfect. But the idea would be, if you have a source somewhere in the back or one room, and you want to bring it to another room, and you're not worried about a little bit of latency, and you're not worried about a little bit of loss, because LDAC is a little bit of loss, but I've literally written it off at this point. You could buy 2 of these for $260. You could hook up your source into this, into TX mode and to transmit. You could hook up this into receive mode, which gets it, coaxial or fiber optic, coaxial or fiber optic, and have it go whoop, magic, whoop, out. That'd be kind of fucking cool. Just saying, it'd be kind of cool. Not sure how useful that would be, but there are other audio sending devices that are wireless, but none of them that I would trust quite as much as just LDAC. Especially when you're using one that's going digital, sending digital, digital, receiving digital, outputting digital. There's no analog conversions. You do the analog conversions on whatever $500-600 DAC you want. You're sending it from a digital source. That's as close to, you'd probably, I think LDAC is capable of going to 900 kilobits a second. If you look, I don't have it on. I used to have a column that showed me the kilobits per second of every song. Wait, is that it? Oh, I do have it on. It's just to the right. Yeah, most of these songs, these are all FLAC. 911 is the highest I see. 812, 714, 349, 916. When you compress something with like FLAC, it takes the bit rate, and it only gets the highest bit rate, like wave is 1411, 1411 kilobits per second. Constant, no change. What FLAC does is say, well, you don't have enough information to need to use that and still be lossless. So it'll compress to whatever it can. Here's a couple that are over 1,000. Are these 24-bit? Hold on, let me see something. Of course it's Monogatari. 44.1, 16-bit. No, these are actually pushing up to over 1,000. The only reason you would need to have over 1,000 bit rate on FLAC file would be a very yeah. Look at the fucking brick wave. Brick wave. I went to say brick wall, but then I said waveform. Keep an eye out for the new genre of music called brick wave. Copyright Zeospantera, 2022. Oh, gotta raise the volume. All right. Oh, this is down here. I love how this is like, this actual will control the Bluetooth output. That's wild. So I can have independent volume control on my device, and then this is actually lowering the volume of my Bluetoother. You know, that definitely needs that much codec. So anyway, let's put these down around my neck, which is what they're designed to do. Fantastic little unit. Completely infuriating, like, way it works. Like, I don't even know if the FiiO can... You know what? I gotta fucking test it. All right, we'll do this live. Fuck it, we'll do it live. Great waifu. Let's go to the FiiO Control App. The thing is, I'd have to connect to this with the FiiO Control App. So we have to go and turn on Bluetooth. We have to do that thing where we double press. All right. Pair a new device, double press. Abram text across the way. I wonder if it was the Abram text. Those speakers. GoPro, ResMed. Just hold for a second. The hold's going to turn it off. And that's going to switch it. Shit. Is it hold this? Does this do it? Oh, God. There we go. Now we're flashing. Of course, now it won't show up. Pair new device. Tin Buds 3. The thing around my neck. I might have actually paired to this already. Hold on. BTR7, UTWS3. I need to search this. It's so long. This is what happens to Zeos' fucking phone. This is what an audio reviewer phone looks like. It is terrifying. Oh God, Z's AirPod Max, FiiO K9 Pro, the ZE3000s, my girl's Lincoln MKC. My QC45s, I don't see that, so I should have to add a new one. Because what the hell? What's another body amongst foundations? Blink. Oh, yeah, let's hold it for a second. Unless it's connecting to the other thing before I could even get a chance. Oh, God. Oh, God. Oh, God. Oh, God. This is the problem with the world, is that I think, I don't know, it's got to get out of this mode. Transmit. Oh, wait. It's got to be on receive. Brah. There we go. Brah. I had a brah moment. Brah. 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 Had to flip the switch, which is too small still. Like, that could be a button that you press and cycle between receive, transmit, and DAC. But I think they're trying to disconnect actual thing. We're active for, what's it called? Can I hook to this? There it is. Can I hook to it? Do it. Pair. I was already paired. Pair again for all the fuck I care. Okay, so let's see what our options are in this. Auto power on is off. We're already into the part where my brain. Indicator lights. You could turn those off. UAC, we could change the Bluetooth, the USB codec. So that's the main thing. We have settings, custom device name, clear pairings, which is what I had to do. Or restore defaults and power off. We have receive RX and DAC. Select Bluetooth codec. So you can shut off AAC, LDAC, aptX, or aptX HD. I'm not going to turn off any of those because I want to have them. Volume control mode is adjustable. We could also have it fixed at 100% if you didn't want that knob to work. We get to select the input. You do optical bypass. The bypass setting, by the way, because when you do input USB coax optical bypass, we'll let the fiber optic loop in and out. And so you just flip it over to that. And like if you have your computer coming in optical, you can then have your computer go, whoop, no, bypass me, go to the speakers. So that's kind of nice. You have a low pass filter, sharp roll off filter. Let's do short delay, sharp roll off filter. Let's change it to that. That doesn't matter, but I did it anyway. Volume adjustable for spit if out. You could set that up. So this is what does that. Volume of device, channel balance, digital upsampling, normal upsampling, compatibility mode. Let's set it to upsampling. So now what I actually care about is transmit mode, which is what we have it doing for this. Now I want to see audio quality first versus standard connection first or adaptive. That's for LDAC. Select Bluetooth codec. I wonder if I shut off everything but LDAC, if it will work. We'll see when we go back. We're doing this together. We can set the inputs. Volume control is adjustable. You know what? We're going to fix it at 100. And then, do the settings change? No, the settings are the same. Okay. We're in here now. We're in here for good. So now when I switch this back, I'm going to disconnect this. We're going to switch this back to transmit. We're going to cross our fucking little fingers. Put these headphones back on my head. We're blinking blue. Now, what I found, if it's blinking blue, and what is this one doing? I gotta check around my neck. This isn't on anymore? Did it disconnect this? I'm not getting any blinks out of this son of a bitch. All right, I powered this on. It's in pairing mode. Holy shit, did it work? That's a white status light. That's a white status light. LDAC. I got LDAC, everybody. Oh my God. 2 hours. Well, no, it was more like I tried for like 30 minutes beforehand, like really like tried, but I was busy cleaning the leather, and now Mushoku Tensei's in fucking LDAC. Oh God. Thank you for coming along on this journey. This channel is a journey. This is more like a vlog of my experiences. Although if it was a vlog, it'd be 7 hours of content a fucking day. So this volume knob now does nothing. So I could leave it at like the halfway point or turn it off. 1 unit, forced LDAC. We had to force it. So this is blinking. This is white. It's white on my neck. We're guaranteed to be an LDAC. Let's see. All right, I got to do a test now. Because LDAC has slightly less range than aptX and the other lesser codecs. So orbitals, Helicon on and on. Let's take a walk. Still fine. Absolutely peachy. The big issue is when I go past the line of sight and all this metal shit gets in the way. So that's like here. Still good. To Little Narberth we are. Still good. It's starting. It just it's a little bit shitty. It doesn't like it when I turned around because the neck strap is the antenna. That makes sense. So it can do it as long as I'm facing this way. If I turn this way, yeah, if I turn this way, the combination of the metal and my thick American neck block the sound. But that's still, I can dance. We can dance if you want to. We could leave your friends behind. God, it sounds so good. I love Halicon on and on. From hackers also. Good investment. Both sides of the basement of fire extinguishers. So now that I've sorted the fuck... I hate when I do this, because then I go to rewatch the video and I'm just complaining about how I can't get LDAC to work. And I know watching the video that I'm going to solve this problem, but for 10 minutes, if you people don't stay to the end, you're not going to know that I solved the problem. So then I have to put like either a note or a timestamp that says Zeos is complaining about something he's wrong about. And I won't refilm the video because that was too much excitement. Like, you don't know the fucking... Oh, God. Like, I had to read that manual so many times. And it's like, if you connect two items, then it doesn't connect to LDAC. I'm like, well, that's probably the problem. So there's nothing, by the way, there's nothing in the fucking manual that says how to reset the unit. I had to figure out to hold both buttons down for like 6 seconds, which is pretty obvious considering every other fucking combination of bushes couldn't do it. Yeah, so the app obviously helps a great deal. I wasn't even going to try the app, but apparently everything FiiO needs now, the app needs the app. I should have known from the BTA-30 because this thing had that like super power unlock only through the app. Anyway, this review's done. Thing's fantastic. It even works with LDAC. I knew it was going to happen all along. Nico knew it. I knew it. You knew it. Mr. Leather knew it. Thank you once again to Heart Audio. Remember, HAC3YEAR, hack 3 year. Not hack the planet, but hack 3 year. For 15% off site-wide for anything Heart Audio between the 16th and the 30th of September 2022. Look at all these cables. Yeah, anyway. I have to go put these back on my rack because there's just so many of them. And so many... Oh, that's not a hard... You snuck in there, you son of a bitch. Wait, what is this? No, this is a Heart Audio cable. But this is not a hard... Oh, this is an old Best of the Verse. Who remembers Best of the Verse? I think I remembered... I tried to do that. That's right. So I somehow got a Heart Audio cable extension and a Best of the Verse. Oh, it's a DAP... I don't know what's going on. Oh, wait, this is specific? No, this is an extension. It's an extension, a Heart Audio cable extension. Yeah, Heart Audio cable, and then a Best of the Verse isn't around anymore. But then here's like extra long like ends in case you want to do 4.4 or 4-pole that's like longer or a little bit longer instead of the regular short one. They'll do anything you want. The man's got a lot of wires and a lot of patience and some employees that help him do things, and he can ship things quickly. So thank you to Heart Audio Cable for sponsoring this and sponsoring me going out to SoCal Can Jam. So I want to thank them for that. A couple other sponsors I'll be mentioning throughout the next coming weeks as I'm doing content from SoCal Can Jam. Get Nico in the description in the wallpaper horde or in the little snippet of the .jpeg. You could pop into Imager. You'll figure out how to do it. If you're smart, you know how to do it. You get the waifus in one way or another. Anyway, I'm done. I'm now going to put these back on and enjoy myself and then think about my patrons who I just answered for that. Remember, $10 a month gets you in the private Patreon chat. You ask me any questions you like how does that leather get dirty? And I'll be like, I don't know. There's more intriguing questions than that, but I will answer your questions. So $5 a month lets you see reviews early, participate in yard sales, and listen to lossless sound demos, possibly all sound demos. $10 a month, private behind-the-scenes patronage chat, along with a swap meet where people buy, sell, and trade gear. Like when I did the A90D review, about 5 A90s showed up in there for like $250. So if you want a good deal, those people are blocked behind a paywall and verified. You can talk to these people and say hello. Although you're in there for life, so people who have not been patrons for a while, maybe they hit hard times, or maybe started doing drugs and murdering people, they're still in the swap meet. But you know what? There seemed like good people a couple of years ago, so it's probably fine. Anyway, I'm fucking done. You've no idea that the joy of that white light. Wait, I have a song called White Light. White lightning. White light. I'm thinking, no, it's not the name of the song, but there's a song by Gravity Kills. No, there it is. Enough. Martin Atkins White Light remix. There's also apparently a Gorilla song called White Light. That's the song. Anyway, I'm done. I'll see you all on the other side with my new clean, this is the most leather headphone I have, so the leather cleaner comes out real good. All right, I'm done. Bye.